5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, are we on? We got something? Well, it says I'm not blacked out anymore. Hopefully this is working. The blessings of living in the country, technology is a little different, but it looks like we're here. All right. So this one today is pretty personal. Over the course of quite a bit of time, probably a couple of years, I've really analyzed something about missing people. Of course, I miss my daughter who died in the car crash immensely, and that's a different topic. But we're going to talk about how you need to stop missing the living. So many years ago, there was. So let me say it like this for those of you who don't know the speaking events that I do, and specifically about 98% of them are with students, high school students, and I do a Q&A after I speak almost every time, at least if time allows. And I had this question really early on, and it was a very unique question, and it was prefaced with, "Hey, it's obvious that you miss your daughter, but there's this I don't know what grade this student was in, but the question is that is obvious, but what do you do with the people that you miss who are still alive?" And that was a question I wasn't clearly expecting. It was got me thinking a lot, and my initial answer is that my gut reaction is you shouldn't. And so I guess I said, well, you shouldn't miss the living, and they went on to explain why they said it, and I won't give that out because it was extremely personal, and I was very grateful for them sharing with that group. But so over the years, I've really studied it, and something very personal to me with someone I've known for a very, very, very long time, a very large majority of my life, actually. And this person continued to cancel, I mean, literally en route to meetings and coffees or whatever. And so what I ended up doing is we talked about boundaries yesterday and some of that, and I really set some firm boundaries for a while, and then it sort of resurfaced again in this past year or so. And so what I ended up doing is I continued to give an invitation, and essentially the invitation I am adjusting my schedule so that we can make this work. And now, granted, things in life happen. I don't want to sound like, flat tire. I just had a flat tire yesterday. In fact, flat tires happen. Look, I get it. But this was extreme, right? And so that's what I'm saying. And so it was something that I set those hard boundaries, I would then reestablish a connection and try to set up times for coffee and so on. And I said, I have to really adjust my schedule. You cannot cancel on me. I understand emergencies. And so then the invitation would be declined. And so someone brought up a few days ago about missing someone in the I ran into them at Menards. In fact, it's like Menards is my first home and this is my second home. But ran into this person and stuff, and they were talking about this and that and missing this person immensely. And I said, I'm super sorry for your loss, and things like that. And he goes, no, they're still alive. And they're talking about missing this person as if they had died. So I wanted to bring this up today specifically because of like that conversation and the experience that I've had. And we talked about setting boundaries yesterday. I have a daughter that lives a long ways away from here, and I miss her very much, of course, but we do things to, schedule times to visit, and she comes home and, I go there and so on. And so it's okay to miss people for a little while. And like I said, this is very personal because I think that I hope that this hits home with somebody. I mean, that's why we're having these morning hair conversations, just being real and raw and personal. And I'm getting very personal messages, and I greatly appreciate those. And so when you are missing someone to that deep extent and you're not making an effort to see them, and you say, Matt, wait a minute, I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to. Well, maybe you shouldn't go to the bar as many times every week. Maybe you shouldn't have as much coffee as you have. Maybe you should, cut out ice cream and save that, and I can go on and on and on. So we make so many excuses, and then it's so easy just to say, well, I miss you. Oh, I miss you. So what I did this past summer, and those of you who are close to me, you know this very specifically, I invited people many, many times on a Facebook group to come out and hang out and watch a movie. It was a large group of people, of some people I knew closely, some I didn't, and wanted to get to know better. And this individual I had in that group, well, he didn't come out to any of them. In fact, he has now unfriended me on Facebook. I noticed, I looked last night as I was preparing for this topic and things like that. So my point being with this is, if you miss somebody and the two of you are not making an effort to save money and meet somewhere midway, or one of you goes to visit and so on, that is a person that we talked about yesterday. That is a sour person. That is somebody that, they just want to make social media claims that, oh, I miss you, I miss this person, or I miss that. And they're not actually willing to put in the effort towards it. So stop missing the living. Make the effort. We can miss people who have passed away. That's a natural thing, as long as we don't live there and dwell there, certainly not for a long period of time. And again, a different topic. But set times up, set budgets aside to see people. There are people that, they might now live on another continent. I understand that. But there are things that we can do in this day and age. We don't have to take a horse and buggy and a boat and spend 5 months to go do that and come back. Make that effort. It's really important. There's so many people that, that have just unexpectedly and suddenly been lost recently, I know, in many people's lives. And so stop missing the living, make an effort. And if they're not willing to make an effort, I think that is a good identifier of someone that is that sour person that we talked about the last couple of days. So that's it for this Friday. I hope that helps your weekend. Reach out to some people, seriously. and people that you feel like you miss, and set up that time, because it's available. You can make that time. I'm an extremely busy person. I mean, I plan my days out and all those things way in advance 90% of the time, and have certain projects to accomplish and all these different things. So I really do understand that. I truly understand that. But I still try very diligently to make time for people, certainly the people that are close to me at a drop of a hat, but other people as well that we just schedule time. I have let's see, I think some coffee with some friends, weeks, and even I've got one out into March with a guy that I hadn't seen in a while, and that's what worked in our schedule. So you can do it, you can make it happen. Go make it happen today, so that maybe your weekend, and at least your weekend attitude, is a little bit brighter on understanding that you have that capability and it should be done. We'll see you Monday.